So, our first author who we have been following. Actually, no. Yeah. They did 2 in Series 1 and 2 in Series 2. And now 1 in Series 3. And this is the last one of their work that we get to read. Lowell. This is your last SCP that we have here. You wrote Grey Anatomy. Like the show? like the show? My guy, like the show? Well, that's very gray. That's alien. Okay, warning. Access to this document is prohibited outside. I'm gonna take my socks off. I'm not sure what is going on with me today, but I'm getting itchy all over. I'm just gonna take my socks off and toss it onto my couch. Kobe. There we go. I'm also gonna sit a little bit differently. There we go. Gotta scratch me itch. Access to this document is prohibited outside of Magnetic Isolation Chamber 1, 2, and 3. Access will initiate a 12-hour lockdown of this chamber. These procedures will be read only during the duration of the lockdown. Thank you for your cooperation. Object Class Euclid. Spec containment procedures. One dose of solutions Omicron 12 is to be administered intravenously to all incoming Foundation personnel. Persons exhibiting SCP-2345 symptoms are not to be engaged in conversation and are to be gagged or isolated as soon as possible for a period of 12 hours. Personnel security clearance level 4 and above still symptomatic after 12 hours are to have a solution Omicron 12 administered as per entrance policy and isolated for 12 hours. Personnel SCL 3 and below still symptomatic after 12 hours must undergo amnestic treatment and are to be retired from active duty immediately. Exit counseling and establishment of military or government employment records and assets of retired personnel is recommended to minimize cognitive dissonance. Still frame of SCP autopsy recording. Well, aliens. Description. SCP-2345 is an anomalous reaction in humans that causes complete rejection of evidence supporting occurrences in beings outside the affected human sense of normal. Identified vectors for SCP-2345 activation include visuals resembling a diminutive humanoid with discolored skin and disproportionately large head and eyes, and a number of trigger phrases used by infected individuals to defend their position. The images need to be authentic, while the first instance arose during exposure to the autopsy recording of safe class SCP. Costumes, props, and artwork will also trigger the reaction. SCP-2345 symptoms last 1 hour on initial exposure. Subsequent exposures increase in duration until they become permanent. To date, there have been no cases of recovery after the 12-hour mark. Excerpt of Dr. Pittman's report analysis of spontaneous human susceptibility to SCP-2345. In late 1948, the site containing safe SCP biological containment site suffered a massive containment breach. This timing coincided with a series of suborbital intrusions described as green fireballs reported within sight of several American military installations. As the intrusions approached, BCS efforts to suppress the containment breach resulted in the accidental neutralization of SCP. Shortly afterwards, Foundation monitoring stations lost track of the intrusions. Immediately following the death and disappearance, a violent spike in several terrestrial energy fields was detected, after which they stabilized at levels differing from previously measured baseline in degrees of up to 8%. Prior to this event, materials matching trigger conditions existing in popular culture do not trigger SCP-2345. SCP-2345 was first observed when the Foundation instructor began to explain the methods used to develop the prop seen on screen to represent the alien life form during a showing of SCP autopsy. Secondary exposures were not recorded, likely indicate that SCP-2345 had not yet developed in any other present. Examination of the instructor discovered a swollen amygdala. The swelling subsided within 12 hours, and senior researchers was returned to active duty under observation. After a second incident involving junior researchers as well, the autopsy recording itself came under suspicion. Experimentation identified the recording to be anomalous, at which the time the original recording was classified as SCP-2345 and contained. Initial testing had staff members interviewing affected D-class personnel and resulted in some retirements among the researchers before the sub-organizations were discovered. Despite containment of the original recordings, SCP-2345 cases continued to arise with increasing rapidity. Transfer and destruction of the recording was authorized and executed, with no effects. An appointed research team isolated the cause to popular media depicting civilian imaginings of SCP, and another week to confirm the theory. Development of solution Omicron-12 was based on a set of proteins found in cerebrospinal fluid of several Foundation agents, and researchers found to be resistant to SCP-2345. While not an immunization, solution Omicron-12 relieves SCP-2345 symptoms and provides approximately 12 days of protection from further exposure. The amounts in which it can be produced remain minimal. In closing, with the only clue to the rapid proliferation of SCP-2345 being the events immediately preceding and following the neutralization of SCP and its apparent use as a trigger for SCP-2345, the disturbing implications are clear. The death of SCP was the catalyst for a change in the human condition. We have been edited in a manner which threatens the very nature of the Foundation, not to mention the security of that which we contain. The integrity of the human condition on multiple levels is compromised, and we have no way of ensuring that it does not happen again. Notes: this file has been locked for editing to anyone below level 5 clearance. As a reminder, the image included in this file appears unrealistic only as a result of this anomaly and is in fact a genuine Foundation archive photo. Further attempts to edit this file without O5 approval will not be tolerated. O5 Council. I love how this just makes you look alien to people. And because the cameras recorded it the same way, they're like, oh, well, clearly it must be an alien then. Until they found out, like, no, but it might be just a regular human being that this SCP makes it look like an alien. SCP. If it walks like an alien, talks like an alien, looks like an alien, it might not be an alien. Just a visual affecting as anomalous effect. Visual impairing. Visual changing anomalous effect on your eyes and camera lenses. Camera lenses. Do not be dismayed. Whew.